This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show, presented by thestevestrout.com. I am Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. This is episode 114. Thank you for listening, as always. We're sitting here recording live in person. We've been doing this often now, actually, as much as we can, and I feel like it makes a difference.
It makes my life so much easier.
Yeah, I feel like it helps. You know what also helps? Supporting us on Patreon. Look at that segue. You can head over to patreon.com/SteveCrypto and check out an assortment of content that is not always related to the podcast, like some personal stuff from the two of us.
Not too personal.
No OnlyFans or anything like that. We told you how to find that on the last episode.
That's a different, It's a whole different website.
But you can head over there and check out a few different videos, unboxing things. There's a little episode about Steve and Ryan and playing some games and talking about those. Just go check it out. Patreon.com/SteveCrypto. And while you got your phone out, looking around at different things and searching for things to support, maybe things to buy, you can head over to our Etsy shop, which is Etsy.shop/SteveandCryptoMerch, or just search for The Steve and Crypto Show. We have t-shirts, 2 different designs. We have coffee mugs that make any drink taste better. I'm just going to keep putting it out there. You got to buy one. You'll find out. You'll be like, damn, this coffee is amazing. I mean, Death Wish coffee is good as it is. I've been drinking that lately. But when I put it into one of our podcast mugs, I'm in hell because my coffee is hot. But anyway, you can head over to buymecoffee.com/SteveCrypto. And we are both online. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at CryptoZoo88 at the Steve Strout. We have a Facebook group, which we encourage you to follow along. You can post things in there if you have something that you're working on, whether it's an album, send a track. Well, post a track that you are comfortable sharing. Maybe a trailer for your new movie, maybe a piece of a script, or anything that's basically in the pop culture realm, definitely in the horror realm.
Extra points for horror.
Extra points for it being horror content. As long as it's nothing like political or religious, then we're cool with it. So, yeah, join the group. Check out what everybody else is working on. Share what you're working on.
And make sure to, I don't know if you mentioned or not because I'm a flake and I was spacing out, to rate and review us.
Of course.
Wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, including Good Pods.
Yes.
Which is another podcast player that has a really cool ranking system, which as of right now, as of May 2nd, when we're recording this, we are ranked number 14 in the top 100 podcasts. Not just lately, we've been up there in the rankings in the entertainment podcast, so we're like all the podcasts.
Yeah.
Top 100. I don't know how many shows are actually on Good Pods, but we're in the fucking top 100. We're number 14, so that's pretty badass.
It feels pretty good.
Yes.
And we couldn't do it. We couldn't be in that spot without all of you guys listening. So,
well, some of you.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them.
Yeah. But we thank you. If you're listening, thank you.
Those are a lot of great ways to support us. I want to give a shout out to a new company that we should support. They're called Black Metal Brunch. Go to blackmetalbrunch.com, and they have all these really fun designs for your metal-loving horror fans in your life. They have cool things, t-shirts, mugs, all kinds of shit. They sent us a couple mugs, and their mugs almost make your drinks taste as good as the Steven Crypto mugs. Like, they're up there. They're a really cool mug. Look on my Instagram. I'm pretty sure I posted it up there. I put it in my stories a couple times, but find them on Instagram, Black Metal Brunch, or go to blackmetalbrunch.com and check out their whole page.
I had a cup of coffee out of their mug the other day, and it made me want to perform a satanic ritual. I had to like stop halfway through and just kind of focus on what was happening at the time.
I get that no matter what I'm drinking out of.
It makes you want to perform a satanic ritual.
Yeah.
Like, this My Little Pony cup is wild.
Oh, yeah. Got me feeling crazy. Speaking of wild, I don't know why this is speaking of wild, but we are part of the Deluxe Edition Network.
The Den.
The Den. It's a collection of over 20 shows, including the Steven Crypto Show. They're available at deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Head over there, check out all the shows, especially the co-podcasts for the month of May. We have A Horsing Around, the Red Horse Podcast, and The Real Drunks. They're both fun shows, so check them out and all the other awesome shows on the Deluxe Edition Network.
I haven't checked out Horsing Around yet, but I plan to. Real Drunks, I've listened to a few episodes from them, and they're really funny. I have a great time. Like, passes the time just driving. I deliver beer for a living, so I listen to a lot of podcasts on the road, and it kind of makes you not feel alone sometimes. So yeah, I've been putting on Real Drunks lately and just listen to them and cracking up.
So sad.
Yeah.
Like, I feel alone, so I listen to Real Drunks.
I work alone.
It's like I'm lonely, so I just listen to other drunks.
So I listen to all these drunks talk about movies. They're really fun. And I wanted to give a shout out to another show that's not a part of the Den, but I've been listening to them lately quite a bit. They are called They're Coming to Get You podcast. Check them out. They're coming to get you. It's two guys that kind of remind me of us in a way. They just break down movies and they'll give you a few facts here and there, but they're pretty comical. I'm having fun listening to them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good show. I've listened to a little bit cruising with you and stuff, and it's not bad. I dig it. They're entertaining. It's always a good time when you're just cruising around, like you say, listening to podcasts. Whether you're lonely or not,
Yeah.
listen to them.
Yeah, I definitely recommend, like, if you're on a long trip, maybe on a long vacation, it's nice to put those on in the background while you're driving and just not zone out, because I don't want you to get in a car wreck or anything, but just follow the conversation while you're on your long road trip. Speaking of road trips, Steve, you went on a road trip recently, right?
You know, I did. We finally got... It'd been over 12 years for me to take more than a long weekend, like 3 or 4 day weekend for like a convention or something. I hadn't taken more than that in over 12 years. Me and Ryan went to Montana to visit friends, and it was like a week of gaming and eating junk food and gaming. It was pretty awesome. We were in a town, we kind of bounced around. We stayed in a town called Victor, which is probably 40 minutes from Missoula, which is one of the big cities, the big sprawling metropolises in Montana, which actually I want to mention a couple of cool shops we went to out there. But first, the town we're in is like the next town over from where they filmed that show Yellowstone. Like, I don't know if you watch it, but
I haven't watched.
I watched
Of course, I know about
a
it.
little bit of it. And, I mean, it's a popular show. People like it. We went there, and our friends were showing us around, like, excuse me, this is the ranch, like, where the show is filmed, and this is, like, the train station where they kill people and throw them off the cliff, and, like, I'm just like, okay. Like, I didn't know nothing about it, so it wasn't as cool to me. But it was still cool, me being somebody who loved TV and movies and wanting to be involved in that shit. But it was cool, so I figured we're going to watch some of it, and the next time we go back, it's going to be all fucking hype and awesome. And, like, hey, that's the fucking train station where they throw people off to kill them. And, like, but yeah, it was a pretty cool visit. Good seeing those guys.
At least they filmed a cool show out there. You know, people come to our neck of the woods and we're like, oh yeah, they filmed Twilight out here in
But
Forks.
You know what though? It's still good for a town like Forks that nobody gave a fuck about.
Yeah, to
for
get
them
some
to
attention.
Get attention. That's like,
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy who
agree.
is friends with the ranch owner that they use for the filming of the show. And he was like, you know, a lot of locals bitched about it, but it brought a lot more positive to the town and to the area.
Yeah, bring some traffic out
So
that way.
So it wasn't a bad thing. It brought money into the area.
Yeah.
And people, locals are always going to bitch. Like, every year, Port Townsend has the bitch fest when fucking the tourists come. And it's like, do you guys realize how much of
Do
our
you guys
economy,
not like money?
how much of our economy is, like, fed by tourism?
Yeah.
Like most of it. Most of it. We got a fucking stinky-ass paper mill, a shitty hospital, and then tourism. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We were in Goodwill earlier, and the lady that I was, the lady at the checkout, she was talking about the smell of farts drifting in, the smell from the mill. Yeah, that's pretty much what it smells like when you drive into our town.
yeah, but that's also what the Goodwill usually smells like too.
Yeah, to be fair.
To be fair, yeah, don't discount the stank of the Goodwill.
Yeah. And
Don't sell them short.
and before we get too far away from it, I mean, I may not care for Twilight, but yeah, I'll agree that it's nice for any town to have some.
What do you mean? You just
something
bought
that-
all the movies at Goodwill when we were there. I'm just kidding.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
What was that fucking name that dude was calling you that time? Was it Crypto Cullen?
I don't know why. I don't know
I forgot about
what.
that. till
Yeah,
just
we
now.
can just keep forgetting about it. We can just left that in the dust.
Let's just move on from
Yeah.
Twilight Talk. But yeah, so they filmed that show Yellowstone.
Yeah. So, they have Yellowstone for that area. Out here, we have An Officer and a Gentleman was filmed here many years
Yep.
ago. There's a segment from The Ring that was filmed here. What else? The Jennifer Lopez movie Enough.
Yeah.
I was actually, I was like 12 or 13 when they were here doing that. And my mom caught wind of it, and she was all excited, and she was like, oh, celebrity or whatever, we got to go downtown.
Yeah.
And we saw J-Lo out on the dock, and she shot a scene, and then she signed one autograph, hopped in a van, and took off.
Yeah.
And I guess my mom got wind from somebody there that she was staying at the Swan Hotel downtown. And so before heading there to try to get an autograph from her, while I waited in the car, before doing that, we bumped into Noah Wiley, who was there filming as well. He was like the villain in that movie, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was really nice. I didn't know who the hell he was at the time.
Fucking dude from ER.
I was 12. A 12-year-old watches ER.
Me? Well, I was older than I was probably watching reruns hungover or something, so I wasn't 12. A little older.
My mom was like, hey, do you want a picture with this guy? I'm like, okay. And
So do you have a picture with him somewhere?
yeah, some couple that was there sent the photo to us. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
still have it?
Maybe.
That's
Maybe
cool.
somewhere.
I heard he was a really nice guy.
He was. I remember him being very nice, but it was just like, I don't have a clue who this guy is at the time, But, yeah, so there's another film that was shot in town. Oh, there's that short film Lifeless that we talked about on an episode a while back. You can find that one if you're interested in hearing about a short film that was shot in Port
I think
Townsend.
she still might be doing some festivals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully she gets that out there soon because
Look-
I want to watch it again.
Look for Maria Colette Sundin online,
Or-
and you might be able to find like some still shots from them filming here
Yeah,
or something like that.
And just go back in our archives and find that episode and learn a little bit about it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about? We're talking about my trip. Fuck J-Lo. Let's talk about me, man. It's the Steve and Crypto show, not the Steve and J-Lo show. Actually, we'd probably get a lot more listeners, though.
Yeah.
So if J-Lo calls and says she wants to join the show, you're fired.
Okay.
Sorry. But we'll still keep you on as like a staff. You can be like the producer. You can field the calls.
As long as I still get a cut of the money that we don't make, then
Yeah.
fine.
What's 30% of nothing?
Yeah. That's what I want.
All right, and I'll give you a raise.
Deal.
35% of zero.
Sucker.
Yep.
I would have taken less.
Yeah. So yeah, that Yellowstone show. I think I was done talking about that.
Yellowstone was
they
filmed
there.
out there where you were hanging out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guy was telling me like stories about it. Like the studio pays the owner of the ranch like to go stay in Missoula or something. They set him up in a really nice place, and they go in and they completely empty the guy's house out, and then put in all their show furniture and all that shit, and they turn it into
Crazy.
the show thing.
Yeah.
They film, move it back out, and put his shit back in exactly how it was, and then dude gets like fat fucking check for letting him do it.
If anybody listening wants to film in my house, you can just put all my shit in the backyard, film, give me some money, and move the stuff back in. Actually, you know what? I'll move the stuff back in the house myself. Just, depending on how much dinero you want to give me.
Well, you give
Robert
me enough
De Niro.
money.
If Robert De Niro wants to film in my house, you can.
You give me enough money and just bring one of those big fucking dumpsters for like contractors, and I'll just dump all my shit in it, and I'll leave, and I'll never come back.
Yeah.
Let's give me that much money. But yeah. So I was talking about Missoula. Missoula seems like a pretty chill. It's a college town. And a lot of like good restaurants and shit. Like we ate fucking pizza at this one joint. I couldn't tell you the name of it. So if you're ever in Missoula and you find that place,
That place with pizza.
I think I farted there, but no.
Little
so it might
Caesars?
still be lingering.
Was it Little Caesars?
But no, what's funny is we were at that restaurant and they had like this hallway going back to their bathrooms, and Ryan and Ashley were going in to use the women's room, and I was kind of following behind to go use the men's room, and Miles, Ashley's husband, was kind of standing at the end of the hallway, and the restaurant's full, and I'm walking down, and I just go real loud, and it echoed down the hallway, and like the whole restaurant looked at Miles like he just ripped ass, and he was super embarrassed, and it was fucking hilarious.
That's great.
But yeah, the pizza there was good.
Yeah. So was it good pizza or not?
It was a good pizza, but we went to like a couple game stores, and we came
Did you
home.
fart in those stores too?
Probably. We came home with probably 10 new games, which was about fucking $400 worth of games.
Wow.
That was like all the money we spent though, because we didn't have to pay for hotels or anything. We just gas and a shitload of games and
That's pretty
snacks. But we went there and we popped in this like, I wouldn't call it a tourist trap kind of store because it was like super cool. It was called Rockin' Rudy's, and it's like this big, kind of like a novelty slash record store, collectibles. They had like collectibles, games, records, posters, like greeting cards, like all like local snacks, like a ton of different candies, and it was just a cool fucking like hip shop. And they had a ton of stickers. Like we came home with a stack of stickers because we collect stickers. I don't know where the fuck we're gonna put them, but actually, no. We started doing with our stickers. We had a lot of them. We started buying magnet sheets. They're like like the size of like a sheet of paper, and we put the stickers on them and just cut them out and make them into magnets.
That's cool.
And like if you look on the fridge on the way out, like half the fridge is like our homemade magnets.
Huh.
But yeah, that place, Rockin' Rudy's, is fucking cool. I grabbed a couple albums from there. Got a Ventures record. It's, you know, classic surf music.
I think I even have a Ventures record.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I might.
That's good shit. I love surf music. You know,
Like Surf and Bird.
No, more
No?
like Wipeout kind of, like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fucking Surfing Bird. Like our friends, the Del Storyers from Seattle, who sent us some music last Halloween to play. That kind of stuff. So yeah, that shop was cool, and I also went to a comic shop called Muse in Missoula. They have a website. Check it out. musecomics.com. MUSE comics.com. It was a really nice, well laid out shop. They had a ton of gaming stuff. They had a great game selection for people like myself. They had quite a few Funkos, of course, because I feel like Funkos and games and like Magic the Gathering and stuff are kind of keeping comic shops alive more than comics themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't have as much back issue stuff that I would like to have seen, but they had a ton of new release comics and all that stuff.
I feel the same way that you just mentioned about those shops like Magic and Funko and stuff like that. Same thing can be said about like FYE, you know, the ones that are actually still around. They seem to have more of like the pop culture, just extra little trinkets and whatnot than they do actual CDs and vinyl and that sort of thing. I mean, you can still find them, but the last one I went into out in Tacoma, I mean, they focus a hell of a lot more on like shirts and keychains and, you know, extra shit.
Yep. But yeah, Muse Comics. It was a great shop. They even asked me to leave some stickers and stuff there, which I did. So
Cool.
maybe some Montanians, Montanites, I don't know what they're called. Folks from Montana might listen to us and be like, the fuck is this crap? But yeah, it was a good shop, man. I just wanted to give them a shout out. I can't recall the owner's name. Got to chat with him for a few minutes. He's a nice guy, and the workers there were cool. So we left a bunch of money there too for them. Some games, and I bought some comics. Yeah, that was basically the trip, man. It was just chilling and relaxing, and like I even played video games.
What?
Yeah, actually, circle back to Muse. They had fucking pinball machines,
Oh, really?
and I sat there and beat on their Godzilla machine for a while everybody was looking at games. But
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that, I'm playing Godzilla pinball. Then I grabbed a couple comics. But
I wonder if the Godzilla pinball machine out there is the same one that is down in Bremerton.
probably.
There's a arcade out here in Bremerton. It's called Quarters, I think. I
Yep.
think that's the name of it. We just went there for the first time not long ago, like a couple weekends ago. It was really fun. And they have like 6 pinball machines in a row. And I want to play at least 5 of them. Like Foo Fighters have their own pinball machine.
Oh,
They had
nice.
that one. There was Godzilla. I want to say a Star Wars one and a couple more. But yeah, there's
cool.
definitely a few there I want to play.
That's cool. I'd love to have space to own a couple pinball machines.
Me
That would be
too.
sick. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, video game, yes.
What did you play?
It was just
Steve's
like,
not
it
the-
was just Mario Kart.
I'm the gamer here for anybody that doesn't know. I'm the main one that plays video games here, so I'm
Yeah.
amazed.
I
Like, you played-
promised our friend's kid that I would play some Mario Kart with her, so I played that for a few hours.
Okay.
It was fun.
Well, don't be surprised if I hit you up for a Mario Kart competition one day.
I'll probably say no, but you're not a cool little kid.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that Logan and Riker want you to play Mario Kart with
You're
them.
not a cool little kid. You're just a co-host of some shitty podcast. But anyways, that was a trip, man. It was just relaxing. We needed to relax. We got out of town, saw our friends, had a good time. While we're away, what about you? You had a show on the 21st of March? April, March,
April 21st.
I
Yeah,
don't even know what fucking month it is, man. I'm lost.
I was gonna say the one and only time that I've been to Missoula was for a show. We were out there opening for Stevie Stone at Monk's Bar. So my time in Missoula was basically just like I think we went to Qdoba for the first time before the show,
Yep.
and rocked down there in Monk's. It's an underground bar for anybody who isn't aware of the place. Very cool venue.
If it's still there.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like it seems to be one of the main spots that a lot of tours hit out in Missoula. But
All right.
yeah, I mean,
I didn't go to any bars.
well, I mean, I just see a lot of tour flyers, and Monk's is quite often on the list if they're going to Missoula.
Nice.
But very cool venue, and yeah, that was the only time that I really spent out there. I didn't get to explore like you, so that's cool. You're able to do that.
A little bit. Well, next time I'm gonna explore more
Yeah.
for sure. So, what about the show? Was it Joey Cool from Strange Music?
Yeah. Joey from Strange. He came out for one night in Washington, and it was his first time playing out here. So I managed to share the stage with him and Unconventional Kings. Those guys actually just did a show with Joey and Tech Nine, I believe. Looked like it was a good time. And then shout out to VZ and Lit Sims, I think it was, as well. Everyone that was attending seemed to have a good time and liked what everybody had to offer on the stage.
Was there a good crowd?
Yeah, there was a decent crowd, and then I performed, and afterwards a guy I know smacked me on the shoulder, and he was like, "Where's your merch table?" There's 4 different merch tables inside. And I just it's I mean, it takes money to get that kind of thing going, which is fine and not a problem, but I guess I just didn't think that too many people would care to buy some of my merch or whatever. So
Just be like, buy the podcast merch.
I'm probably gonna work on getting a small batch of merch made at least, start out with something. But it just felt good to perform, and afterwards, have a couple people that actually cared to get some potential merch. And then I just said, hey, if anybody wants a podcast sticker, come find me. And I grabbed my stuff, turned around, and there were 4 or 5 people in front of me with their hands out waiting for stickers. So that felt kind of good, So if anybody that attended that show is actually listening right now, thank you guys for coming out to the show. I really appreciate it. Creative people don't always believe in themselves, and you just have a lot of trouble, self-doubt, hiccups, things like that. So seeing support from other people really does help a lot, sometimes more than you think. So yeah, thanks for anybody that showed up.
This is true. Well, I'm glad that show went pretty well.
Yeah.
The last episode, we recapped SquatchCon.
Yes.
It kind of was delayed on that because immediately after SquatchCon, I went on vacation and put that off, and that was good. That was a good show. They've already invited us back next year as guests, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We're not going to announce any dates yet or anything like that, but it is being talked about. There's definitely another one coming.
And they want our input. If you guys heard our input on the show, so maybe we'll help make it even bigger and better.
Yeah, I mean, shot in the dark here, but if there's anybody listening that attended and has advice, give us some input, send us a message, whatever, let us know what you thought about the event, because we know how we felt about it. We expressed that on the last episode, but let us know, hey, I was there, they could do this or do that, whatever you think, let us know.
Yep. This past weekend, we were guests, and Crypto was a vendor at the Olympic Collectible Expo, the OCE, and Kitsap. We're going to recap that in a few weeks. We had a little chat with Megan Cohn.
Melanie Cohn.
We had a little chat with Melanie Cohn, who was Lucy from the Peanuts cartoons in the 70s. She was super cool, really nice lady. But like I said, we will talk a little more about OCE and some other stuff, movies and stuff that we've been watching lately once we get caught up, because we are now coming into Crypticon season.
Yeah.
Basically, Crypticon and Halloween are like our big time of the year.
Yep. We are recording on May 2nd, and this is Crypticon month.
It's coming. Like this month, you're probably going to get... We've been doing episodes every other week. You're going to get like 3 episodes in a row. 3 weeks in a row. It's like the old days, guys. It's gonna take me a little extra effort, so I hope you guys appreciate it.
And we hope you guys are ready for Crypticon. And if you're questioning going, we hope that these next few episodes will help you decide on if you want to go or not. Because we're gonna try to hype some of the guests that are gonna be there. Maybe we'll mention some of the panels. We'll mention vendors that are coming. We just want to let any of you guys know that aren't in the loop what you can expect there.
I mean, even if you're not here in the area, the episodes are going to be good. We have cool guests. I'm going to mention who we have lined up. And, I mean, they're scheduled to record with us. You know, stuff happens.
Yep.
They get a paying gig or something, and they have to cancel on us. But I know over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking with Matthew Patrick Davis, who plays the creepy mom on Barbarian. And we're also going to be chatting with Kelly Maroney from Night of the Comet and Chopping Mall. So that's pretty cool guests. And then we're going to kick off kind of hyping Crypticon a little bit with a local filmmaker and actor who just finished filming a movie called Diced. It's going to be a local horror film with some great cast. I know they mentioned it. We interviewed them, and we're going to run that, and they mentioned some of the cast and stuff they have, like a lady from the Fair Street movies. So we have Jeremy Rudd, who is a filmmaker and actor, and we have Jason Brooks, who is super popular for his portrayal of Jason Voorhees in all those badass freaking fan films that have come out in the last few years, like Roseblood and like Vengeance and all that stuff. So we chatted with both of them. Rumored that Jason is going to be a guest at Crypticon. So let's just get right into this chat with these guys. Meet our first guest of May. I couldn't think of the right word to say. We'll go with our first guest of May and our first hyping for Crypticon. And I'll try to not say again. So meet Jason Brooks and Jeremy Rudd.
Hello, my good people. It is I, Fanboy Will of the Kill Your Radio podcast. And on behalf of ZombieBot and myself, I would like to thank you for tuning in today to my buddies here at the Steve and Crypto Show. And when you're not busy listening to the great content here on the Steve and Crypto Show, why not give us a shot over at the Kill Your Radio podcast? You can find us at www.linktr.ee/the Kill Your Radio podcast. Your one-stop podcast for the latest, greatest punk, metal, hardcore, hip-hop, new wave, garage rock, and more. I would also like to take this time to wish both Steve and Crypto a very happy 2-year podcasting anniversary. You did it, guys. Congrats.
Hi, this is Darcy the Mail Girl from The Last Drive-In, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show.
Hey, we are on the Steve and Crypto Show. We have a couple guests here. Let me give you a little background first. Maybe a month or so ago, I was doing my usual scrolling through the social medias, and I came across an image. It was a poster for a movie that I believe they finished filming, and it's called Diced. And I looked into it a little bit more, and I saw that an actor named Jason Brooks was portraying the bad guy in the movie. And if you don't know Jason, um, he has played Jason Voorhees in multiple fan films, including Roseblood and the two Vengeance films, which people like love them so much. They're fantastic, but people are like want them to be actual Friday the 13th canon. They're like that good. They're phenomenal movies. So we have the man behind Dice, Jeremy Rudd. He is a writer and director, and I believe he also does some acting, which we'll find a little bit more about him in a moment. And then, like I mentioned, Jason Brooks, who is a writer, actor. He produces, he directs. I think he directed the second Vengeance movie.
Yep.
Okay, let's just jump in. Jeremy, before we get into Dice, tell us a little of your background and who you are.
Yeah, so born and raised here in Seattle, the good old Seattle, Washington. Yeah, and I do some acting. That's my primary thing that I'm doing, but I just started getting into directing. So just directed my first feature, like you just mentioned, Diced. And yeah, we just wrapped up filming maybe I think a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and yeah, so it's just ultimately just trying to get my hands in as many pots as possible. Just I also wrote Diced. Trying to be writer, director. I'm also editing right now the film, and yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, so the film, can you give
Mhm.
us a little summary of the film?
Yeah, the film is about a two nurses. One of them let out a mentally insane patient by mistake. He is a criminally insane, which is who's Jason's playing. His name is Benjamin in the film, and yeah, he's basically just causing havoc across the small town. Dicing people up, killing them. And then we have our amazing protagonist played by Eden Campbell. She's been in a couple of horror films. I think she was most recently in Fear Street on Netflix. And then a couple other ones she was in as well, like They Reach, another horror film. But she's amazing in the film. Um, and yeah, the overall the film has a lot of twists and turns and some definitely some exciting points about it. But you guys will all see that when the film finally comes out.
Okay, so about what point are you in the whole process? Do we have a release date set
Right.
yet? Or
Yeah, we're targeting around Halloween release,
perfect.
and editing is right now. Then after editing, then it's go down to like sound design and sound effects, and then color grading. So hopefully we get a complete project, a couple months or a few months before Halloween-ish time because it's a Halloween-based movie. But once we get a complete package, we're definitely we're in talks with a couple distribution companies. So once we get it finished and completed, definitely gonna, send it their way, see what they think, see what they can do with it, and then go from there.
Any teasers or trailers or anything coming soon?
Not yet, but there will be, definitely will be once we're still early in the process editing. But once it's all done, I plan on at least like making like a quick one up just to send it to distribution companies. And then but that'll just be like internally, like private type of link. But once we get the go ahead from the distribution company we plan on going with, then definitely we'll put it out for people to watch it.
Okay, so how did you and Jason connect and cross paths and get working together?
Yeah. Yeah, Jason and his team were highly recommended. So I was reaching out to a couple different Facebook forums. I said, who knows special effects? Who knows like really gory stuff, like amazing, special effects? and because that's what the film, that's what I was targeting it for this film. I want not just your typical slash, but really blood and guts and really gory. And I posted on a couple pages, and he popped up a few times. They were like, "Yes, Jason and Naomi, their team is amazing." So I just reached out to him, and we set up a couple of Zoom calls, and the rest is history. He did amazing work on the film with the special effects, and also he did amazing work with playing our villain.
Had you seen any of the Friday the 13th movies that he did?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Oh yeah.
So I'm sure as soon as he was recommended, you were like, "Yeah, that's the guy."
Yep. I
Yeah.
was like, "Yep, that's him."
What about you, Jason? I know we know you from the fan films, but what's some of the other stuff you've done and a little of your background?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been working on movies for about 20 years now. Little independent things building up, and the last few years have been the biggest for me. And I've been kind of focused on the whole Jason Voorhees thing for the last 4 years or so, and I'm really excited to be able to get out and do a movie like Diced, where I can play another killer in an original IP that's different than Jason. Completely different kind of character, move different, act different. So that was a lot of fun for me, and to kind of collaborate with Jeremy on that was a good time. And and once I started posting some things about it, I got a lot of really big positive feedback from the looks, from the style of the film, from the character, the poster, like you mentioned. Everyone loved the poster, and so I'm getting a lot more support than I even expected. I'm just kind of putting that out there, so I'm really excited to see where this goes.
I think that the character looks awesome. I feel like, just judging, like I said, the poster sold me. I think this could be like one of those sleeper hits, like like Terrifier or something. This could be like the new Halloween staple if it goes
Yeah.
where I think it should. I mean, you got the right guy to play a killer, so
Yeah, we're about due for a new killer out there. So this is what we're kind of targeting, and then this film is definitely paying homage to those old school classic horror films like Halloween and like Friday the 13th. And it's 80s based as well. So everything from like the decor to the language to the color tint is all going to be look very 80s themed. And of course, we're definitely throwing in some new elements of new school stuff about stuff you see nowadays in horror films.
okay. Did you guys film most of it in the Seattle area?
Oh yeah, all of it was all within the Seattle area.
All right. So you pay homage to the 80s slasher films and stuff. What were some of your first exposure to horror movies?
I would say Friday 13th and Friday 13th, Halloween, and Child's Play. Definitely watched those a bunch, growing up. I love those films.
What about you, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, the original Halloween was my first horror movie. I was 8 years old. I was over during Halloween being watched by a babysitter while all the parents went out to go do their thing. And the babysitter let me sneak out and watch Halloween. So that was my first experience getting traumatized by horror movies. And then and then every year going forward, it was I had to watch it. I had to watch things. And my birthday every year was all about getting some friends over, watching Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Chucky, Halloween, all those. So I was always fascinated by that.
I love how everybody's story was being exposed like way younger than we should have. Like way younger than we should have. That always
Yeah, the scariest movie I've ever seen as a kid was what's the one he goes in the kid's dreams?
Oh, Freddy.
Yeah, who?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, as a kid watching that, he goes in literally like to kids' nightmares and terrorize them. So that was like really freaking me out, but I really loved it as well.
Yeah, mine was more like I always was fascinated when I was watching Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and how I was always fascinated by the effects and by the kills and how did they do that? But the one that kind of messed me up was Children of the Corn. For whatever reason, Children of the Corn kind of got me.
it's just a creepiness.
Yeah.
Like a realism creepiness. I think
Kids in horror movies are pretty creepy.
kids could be creepy. I think movies didn't really scare me that much as a kid. Like you, I used to always wonder how they did it. I knew it wasn't real, but how did they do that? But one
Yep.
thing that creeped me, I was a little older, but the first It miniseries.
Oh,
The whole bathroom scene just like fucked me up. Like that was rough. I used to always have to I'd go in to use the bathroom and I'd like reach my hand around the corner and flip the lights on before I go in. No bathroom stuff. That's like sacred. It's like sacred ground. You don't like fuck with me in there. And that was too much. But
something that really got me at a young age was, I think it was an episode of Tales from the Dark Side where there was a little girl that claimed that a monster under her bed ate her brother. And it turned out that there really was a monster under her bed. And there was like a portal that led to his cave or something like that. Yeah, I watched that at a young age. That was a little scary.
Oh, yeah. That and Poltergeist with the clown and the
oh yeah,
clown.
yeah.
clowns are yeah, they're different. They're odd.
Yeah,
I'm not
Now
feeling
we-
clowns.
Now we
going back
gotta.
to Terrifier, that's what makes Art the Clown so successful. He's creepy as hell.
I think it's his personality too.
Yeah.
What have you guys? Our killer is obviously a scarecrow, with paint on his face. I don't think. I mean, I've seen a lot, scarecrow horror films, but I haven't seen anyone really like nail it in the coffin, unless I'm missing one.
No, most of them you've
Nothing
seen
I
are
can-
just a mask, just a mask
Oh
around.
yeah, it's just a mask. Yeah.
Yep.
Based
Ours
on the
is, like,
pictures
really-
we've seen, you guys kind of went all out, and it's different level.
Yeah, it's not a mask. It's like he has his outfit, but he has his face is painted, so you can really like see who he is. You can see his expressions on his face. You can really like get really involved with the characters. That's what I did when I was writing up the characters. I wanted to make it either people you really fell in love with, or people you really would hate it, or you wanted to see like get killed, or you're on the chase with this person. So I think you guys are really people when they see this film, I think they'll really feel that when they watch the film.
I really appreciate you doing that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I appreciate that you did that because I got to say, out of all the horror icons that we have, the ones that I'm really attached to are the ones that do have personality and they have, expressions and whatnot. They're not just kind of walking and killing.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy that too, but like,
Mhm.
I really like Ghostface. I like Chucky just because they both talk and personality comes from that,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I remember coming up with the design with Jeremy on this. He had a very specific idea of what he wanted, sent some drawings, and so we were kind of going back and forth. I was trying to get the mask on a little bit, and Jeremy's like, no, I want the face to show. I want expression. I want all these things. And so we went back and forth, and ultimately what you see is what we landed on, and I love it. I think it's really great. It was a lot of prosthetics around the face and everything, about 4.5 hours of makeup each time before we filmed to get everything on and all, but it really, I think, works really well.
How different did that feel from wearing a Jason mask to doing that and being able to show more of your range? Like, did that feel good to be able to do that, or is it kind of hard, tricky?
No, it was a lot of fun. I think when I first started filming, I was still trying to figure out the character, and not having the ability to be able to put it on ahead of time. I really wanted to be able to get the makeup on, look in the mirror, see myself, kind of feel the character and start getting into that. But I didn't get to do that until we were on set day one, and then I think that as we were filming, the character came out more and more and more. And it was a lot of fun. So I'm hoping there's more. I'm hoping there's a sequel, because I think there's a lot more that we could do with Benny.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be a sequel, especially how it ends.
See, now it's killing me. I got to see it soon. Gotta wait till around Halloween, right? Is that what you're shooting for?
Yep.
Yeah. So there is a crowdfunding campaign for like finishing funds for the movie. Is there any perks or anything aligned with that? Or
Yeah, there's some perks like you can get like merchandise, like posters, signed stuff, premiere tickets, the premiere. What else is there? You can get a signed, what's it called? A script from the cast or, from me. You get some early release viewings. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. You can like if you just go on to the Indiegogo, there's a list of stuff that the a list of perks that are on there.
okay, and we'll definitely put a link up. Um, is there anything else that you are working on in the near future? Or you just focused on Dice and getting that done and out?
Yeah, Dice is my main focus. I want to make sure that's the best quality project ever. I mean, not ever, but like for me, I don't want to put out anything that's not high quality. So I'm really taking my time with the edits and then gonna send it over to someone to do like sound design, sound effects, color grading, and all that type of stuff. But yeah, first things first, making sure we get the edits all aligned and everything done with that.
And what about you, Jason? Anything interesting happening anytime soon?
Oh yeah. We wrapped on another film just before we started Dice called Killcraft. That should be out sometime. I thought it would be this spring, but maybe summer. We're starting production on a film called 259. It's another horror movie, possession kind of thing. I'm on a TV show called Band Wars. We're working on season 2, and I'm going to be directing that as well. Hitman for the Holidays, Laugh, More Human. Just a ton of things that are happening right now. So still working on getting those Blu-rays and DVDs out for the Friday the 13th thing. And we have another one called Laugh, a couple of werewolf movies. There's just a lot, and mostly in the effects arena where we're doing special effects for them. But quite a bit of them are I'm acting in as well. Like Metal Kingdom, the sci-fi one, kind of a Steven Spielberg sci-fi, that should be up on Amazon in the next couple months. So a few things going on and that we're real excited about. Right. But I'm really looking forward to this Dice coming out. Still feeling like, you get done with the film and then they're all hyped and you're excited and you can't wait. And I still have that feeling going on here.
Yeah. So you mentioned the special effects and stuff. Did you do most of the effects on Dice?
Yeah. So I also run Real Fiction Studios effects, which we do effects for different films and everything. So that's kind of how we got talking to Jeremy in the beginning, was people recommending Real Fiction Studios to him. So we did all the effects for it, the prosthetics, the blood, the gore, all the stuff there. So I've got a team of about 5 people that we kind of come in, rotate through and everything, and so all the gore you see is us, which is fun because I play the killer and I'm also providing the gore for it. So
there you go.
Yeah, a lot of blood, in this film.
Yeah,
blood and guts.
That's a good thing. We need it. It's definitely, the last couple of years have been pretty good for horror, and I feel like this is just going to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, I've been noticing horror's been getting more and more popular.
Yeah. It kind of comes and goes in waves, I think. Like personally, I think this wave kind of started during COVID when everything was going to streaming, and there's all these filmmakers that had horror movies that all went right to streaming, and things like Shudder and Tubi is like an awesome landing spot for indie filmmakers, and there was just so much stuff coming out. And then the big studios were holding back all their big $1 billion shit. And so that's all we were getting was this horror. And people were like, oh, wow, horror movies aren't just a bunch of blood and guts and nonsense. They're actually it's art. And people starting to appreciate it. And now we got the big studios starting to put out their Screams and they're backing movies like Barbarian and all that other stuff. It's cool. It's a good time to be a horror fan, and I'm sure it's just as good for you guys making the movies too. So you've been Jason, if you could portray any other horror icon,
Yeah.
who would you want to be?
That's a good one. I'd love to play Michael Myers. I'd also love to play Toxie, the Toxic Avenger.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. So, but all the classics, Pinhead, I would love to play. Just, I'm not big enough for Leatherface, not wide enough for that, but
Yeah.
and I'm a little bit too big for Freddy. So, but anything that, I'm in the right size for, I think would be a good time.
Right. So you act too. Who would you like to play? Would you like to play a horror icon at some point?
Yeah, as far as acting in a horror, who would I play? I mean, it's usually like in horror film, you just have the villain as the main person, but I would love to be in a film with Jordan Peele, one of his horror films.
Oh,
He came out with Get Out and Us and a couple other ones.
Nope.
Nope.
And you got that spaceship one too.
Nope.
I forgot what the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Yep.
he's another reason. He's another reason that horror is doing well.
Yeah, we just watched Nope a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Definitely an entertaining movie.
Him and his friend Keegan are both big horror movie fans. They've stated that on their show they had years ago. I'd like to see the two of them get together and do something in the horror realm.
Yeah. I like that one movie he redid with the bees. What was it?
Candyman.
Like, huh?
Yeah.
Candyman.
Yeah, Candyman. That was good. I like that one.
Yeah, they did a good job with that one. They did a real good job with that. So, anything you want to throw in there?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys had any like festivals in mind that you'd like to take this to eventually.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a couple that are on the radar that I want to put it on, but main thing I'm trying to get into some streaming services or in theaters, but yeah, festivals for sure. Once we get it all done and wrapped up, I just want to see what the distribution companies say they would be the best route for us. But the main goal here is to get it on one of these streaming services. And then if not, then in theaters, one of those, either one would be a win for us.
Definitely.
Just to get it out there so people could see it. That's
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of festivals and those kind of situations, Jason, you've been getting a lot of invites to conventions and stuff from the the popularity of the Vengeance movies and everything. Are you doing any shows anytime soon?
A couple coming up. We got Crypticon Seattle. I'll be signing at this May. I'll be up at, I think it's a Sci-Fi Horror Con in New York in September, I believe it is. And those are the two confirmed ones right now.
Okay.
Well, we should be seeing you there at Crypticon at least.
Beautiful. Come by and say hi.
Definitely, for sure. What do you personally, Jason, take from doing those shows? Like, what do they mean to you?
Oh, doing the shows?
Yeah, like conventions.
It's interacting with the fans, talking to people, networking. It's just a great time. It's growing up, I was actually very shy and quiet and introverted. And then this has really kind of helped bring me out of my shell. It's given me a common ground to talk to people about horror and different things and their experiences. So it's just, I don't know. It's a good vibe. I get there, show up, sit at my table, people come to me, we talk, and then we hang out all night long, do it again the next day. It's always the experience, I think, which is why most people go to the conventions too, is the experience more than anything.
Right. That must have been kind of a holy shit moment the first time you got the call to be a guest at a convention, huh?
Absolutely. It was insane. It was New Jersey Horror Con was my first one, and a few years ago. And then I remember CJ Grant, who played Jason in part 6, Jason Lives. He called me up, talked to me for an hour. And he's like, all right, look, buddy, here's the deal. It's taken me 30 years to learn all this stuff. Here's what you do when you sign. Here's what you do when you sit at your table. Buy this banner, buy this thing, do these things, bring these masks, whatever. And he talked to me for a long time, and he's been a really good mentor. And so I went and did that. And once I got there, I was like, I'm just, a nobody who got lucky enough to be in this film. And and do this. And so I didn't expect a whole lot, but then there was lines of people to come and get autographs and say hi and meet me. And then it went on for a good couple of years before COVID hit, where I was traveling around the US, going to different conventions, and it was the same thing everywhere. It was just really wonderful. And I mean, there's no words to express the appreciation for all the fans and the friends I've made along the way.
Heck yeah. And I think horror fans are like a whole different type of people too. There's so much more endearing, and it's everything is more personal to us, and like it just means more.
Yeah, and they're
passionate.
all so kind, passionate, they're kind, they're friendly. It's like on paper, you wouldn't think that all these usually metal-loving horror hound people, these people,
bunch of weirdos,
unapproachable weirdos. Yeah, they look unapproachable for most people, but they all have big hearts, and they all friendly. They're all binding together, and it's just a really good community.
And
I went to my first one. I went to my first one in Vegas. I forgot the name of it though, but there's a lot of. I didn't expect that. It's all these different horror icons all over. Got a lot of autographs and stuff. So it was fun.
Oh yeah,
I think the horror fans are way more open. They're more inclined to be like, if my co-host, he likes some horror movies that I don't like, but we discuss. I don't treat him like a piece of shit because he likes a movie I don't. We're just like, okay, why don't you like it? We'll discuss it. We'll talk about it.
You treat him like a piece of shit for other reasons.
For other reasons.
Yeah, not that. Other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got reasons. Don't worry.
But yeah, you generally don't find people talking about other genres of film and breaking them down like we do in horror. Like we like to know how the cake is made. I don't know if people care to do that when it comes to watching a drama film so much. I mean, maybe if you're into film yourself, if you're like learning how to be a director or something like that, then sure. But I think like horror fans are probably the ones that like to dissect movies the most.
Yeah, sci-fi, horror,
respectfully. Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully.
Are you gonna pop in at Crypticon, Jeremy, and hang out?
Yeah,
hype the movie.
Yeah, for sure. I'll come through. Stop in. When is that again?
May 19th through the 21st.
There you go.
Oh, May 19th to the 21st. Yeah, I'll definitely have to come to that. Yeah.
I'll have to get me some posters for the table to sign.
There you go.
For Dice. Start promoting the film there.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's a good show, man. It's like a reunion every year. Big family. Yeah. I mean, you've obviously been there quite a few times, so
yeah. It's a great time. You get to meet a lot of people and even the celebrities. That was another big takeaway is I've met a ton of other actors and celebrities doing these things. And what blew me away is how down to earth every one of them are, and just being people and just being friends with them. And I guess it's how I got them all into my film too. Network and be friends, and they all love their fans too.
Being likable goes a long way. It's like I've been to a ton of conventions, different kind of conventions. I've been to Star Trek conventions and Comic Cons and all that stuff, but there's nothing like a horror convention. You're not going to go to San Diego or Emerald City Comic Con, and you're not going to run into Pinhead at the bar and mingle with everybody, and that's not happening. That's why I love the whole scene.
It's more intimate.
Very much. And I think this community is going to embrace Diced.
I think so, yeah.
And I think it'll do well. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it as soon as possible. And, October is perfect time. Always looking for new horror to watch in October. Is there anything else you guys want to throw out there and mention about it or hype about it?
No, I'd just say go follow the Diced Instagram, Facebook page. Go for updates. Check it out. There's some pictures on there if you want to look at some of the behind the scenes. So you can find us on there. Keep up with what's going on.
And where are you guys both on social media so people can follow what else you guys are doing?
My name on every social media platform is Jeremy Rudd 3. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
I'm Jason, the Jason Brooks official on Instagram. Probably the easiest way is just go to realfictionstudios.com, and there's a social link and stuff. You can find me there, and all the different things are linked there. So
awesome. Before we wrap, is there any last words to fans or anything besides go watch the damn movie when it comes out?
I just thank you for the support, thank you for following and keeping up with us, and go hit that fundraiser.
Yeah, go hit that fundraiser. Early supporters would definitely be remembered. You guys would be the day one fans, and a lot of perks and benefits to that.
And I think it's just a cool way for fans to get involved, and if they see their name somewhere, thanks or something, they feel like they're part of it, and they're more inclined to get out there and hype it and promote it. They just feel stronger. But like when you're a part of something, you always feel more passionate about hyping it.
Yeah, there's a lot of like if fans, if you guys just go to the Instagram page, there's a lot of behind the scene footage I put on there, so you guys can see the development. You guys can see some scenes. You guys can see the actors that are in it. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there, cool stuff. So yeah, check us out.
Awesome. Well, we are looking forward to it. Jeremy Rudd, Jason Brooks, thank you guys for hanging out with us for a little bit and
Thank you.
hyping the movie. We'll get the campaign link up and try to push some of our listeners over there to check it out. I think they'll dig it.
Cool,
Perfect.
thank you.
Hope to see you guys at Crypticon.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Yep, see you there.
Hi, I'm Doug Jones, the tall, skinny, goofy actor who plays lots of monsters and creatures on film and in TV. But today, I want you to know that you are listening to the best podcast on the air, and that would be the Steve and Crypto Show.
All right, we are back. Thanks to Jason and Jeremy for chatting. I think that was a pretty good way to lead into the local horror convention by featuring a local horror actor and filmmaker.
Yeah, we hope to see those guys at Crypticon and hanging out there. And anybody listening can likely run into them as well. So come.
If you're not in the area, you're still going to enjoy the next few episodes. Crypticon, check it out anyways. Check out their website, crypticonseattle.com. Check out some of the guests and stuff. You might be like, holy crap, I need to come there. I'm going to fly into Seattle and go meet these people.
And Crypticon does go to a few other places, right?
There's a couple different Crypticons. There's one in like Kansas City or Minnesota or something. I don't know if it's the same company.
Okay.
They might be, and it's used that name. But since I'm sending people to go look at the Crypticon website, why don't we give them a trivia based around one of the other guests who we are not scheduled to talk to, but maybe we'll try to get her at the show.
Yeah, we're going to do our best to work on that. So, Danielle Harris is a featured guest this year at Crypticon, and she is known...
Before we get too far into that, I do want to mention that her appearance is sponsored by our friends at Unlock the Con.
That's right.
You got to give those guys a shout out.
And if for some odd reason, we're not going off too far here. if for some odd reason you can't make it to Seattle Crypticon, but you're in the Auburn area on Friday, May 19th.
Auburn, Washington.
Yes, Auburn, Washington.
We're worldwide, man.
If you're in Auburn, Washington, Friday, May 19th, Danielle Harris is flying in, and she's going straight to Unlock the Con at the Outlet Collection Center, and she's going to be there for like a private signing. So, if maybe you're not going to be in Seattle, or you don't want to pay the fee to get into the convention and experience all of that, you just want to go and get your one signing from her, head to Auburn, to the Outlet Collection Center. Again, Friday, May 19th.
So it's open to the public, but it's ticketed, right?
I can't confirm if it's a ticket thing. I mean, obviously she's charging for signings.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little bit smaller. So
I was
maybe
curious, could you said it's a private signing? It's like a separate signing.
Yeah.
From Crypticon. Okay.
Yes.
But then she will be at Crypticon.
She will be at Crypticon Saturday, Sunday, and I know that she's going to be at Unlock the Con's booth, I believe. She's like their featured guest they're bringing in.
Yep.
Yeah, just like they had Roger Jackson last year.
And now she's the featured subject of our trivia.
That's correct. So she is mostly famous for Halloween. Now, I want to know, how many Halloween films has she been featured in? And it's kind of a trick question, because I know what some of you are thinking right away, but, you know, there are remakes, there are prequels, sequels, things like that. So think about all the Halloween movies. How many has Danielle Harris been in?
And if you do know the answer, message one of us. He's CryptoZoo88. I am the Steve Strout. Message us. We will get your address, send you some stickers, and we will put you on a list to potentially win more shit.
Also, while we're talking about Danielle, shout out to her podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Talk Scary to Me.
It's
And it's with Danielle and Scout Taylor Compton, who you may know as Laurie Strode in Rob Zombie's films. So the two of them have a podcast together. They banter about horror. They talk about all kinds of different things. They get a little dirty on there from time to time. They're fun. So check them out. Talk Scary to Me.
So they were both in one of Rob Zombie's films?
Yeah.
Might have been a clue.
Yeah. You know, could be 31, could be the Munsters, but probably not.
Probably not the Munsters.
No.
With that being said, I did just mention where to find us on social media. We also have the Facebook group. Search the Steve and Crypto Show podcast and post some stuff in there. Jump in on conversations. Tell us a movie you're making, your new album, just anything. Get in there and talk to us. Just don't be a dick. That's our biggest rule in there. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be a dick. Be a dude.
There you go. And also, visit our Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto, and also patreon.com/SteveCrypto. Those are two ways where you could monetarily support the show.
And be sure to go over to Etsy/shop/SteveandCryptoMerch. Get yourself some awesome t-shirts. If you want to support your third favorite podcast, that's a great way to do it. T-shirts, coffee mugs, magnets for your fridge. If you want some stickers, just hit us up directly. We also have a couple trucker hats left, right?
We got a couple hats left, and we got a bunch of pins.
Yeah.
They're all super cheap. So you could hit me directly for those. I think that's about it. Answer the trivia question. Visit all those places. Follow us. Support us. Leave us ratings and reviews wherever you listen, whether it be Apple or Spotify or Good Pods, where we are number 14, which is pretty awesome. Push us to number 1. Spread the fucking word. Get us out there. Listen, review, rate. We want to be number 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if we deserve it, but we want it.
If you're into nerdy pop culture, horror stuff, I bet you have friends that are as well. So why not tell them about a couple guys that they might relate to? You know, we're just trying to connect with more people like us, you know, people that are into fun, spooky things.
Yeah, like spooky things. With all that being said, support us, keep listening, stay tuned. Lots of cool Crypticon shit coming.
We hope to see you at Crypticon.
If you're in the area, please do come to Crypticon. Track us down. We'll have pockets full of stickers and other stuff. Just come up and say hey, and I listen to your show, and I'll be like, you're lying. Nobody listens to us. But then you'll be like, it's for real. I listened to the episode with so-and-so. And I'll be like, great. Here's a sticker. I didn't need to go into that whole thing, but hopefully we see you at Crypticon, or we just see you online.
We might see you in the bathroom at Crypticon. In that case, we'll just slip a sticker underneath the stall for you.
There you go.
Just don't use it to wipe, please.
You know, I did that once. I was on a trip somewhere, and I was putting our stickers like on the toilet paper roll. So when people go to unroll it, our sticker would unroll out of it. I think I posted a video of that at one point. I think I might have put it on like TikTok or something. Fucking TikTok's so weird. Like, I'm on TikTok. You guys can find me on there. I think it's under the Steve Stroud. I don't know. But I just post things promoting the show. I try to use all the fucking free angles to promote us. But anyways, we are the Steve and Crypto Show.
We will catch you on episode 115. Peace.